Previously on Doctor Who.
But we have materialized onto an isolated stretch of beach, miles from any visible signs of activity. This beach must stretch for miles, and yet I got the feeling that we're not the only ones here.
Doctor, where are we?
I don't know, Sarah.
Doctor, if you're trying to give me the creeps, may I say you're doing a very good job? The Minister of Defence said it's dangerous to swim from this beach at any time. But then why is it so dangerous?
Some kind of seaweed.
I've never seen seaweed like that before.
Time it was getting closer. Closer. Breathing. Searching. Hunting.
Doctor!
We soon discovered that our travels had brought us back into the present day. We were on the east coast of the British Isles, where the waters of the great River Thames flow out into the sea. An underwater expedition, organized by the government, had apparently just vanished without trace from the bed of the estuary. They had been searching for some kind of meteorite, which had dropped into the sea some years earlier, causing serious flood damage all along the River Thames, even into the city of London itself. Now, as you know, I have spent a great deal of my travels avoiding the dazzling array of meteorites which tumble across the darkness of space like millions of bright stars. So it did seem curious to me that with all the complicated technology man has created for himself in this 20th century, he was unable to locate what is, after all, nothing more than an old piece of stone. But Professor Emerson, the eminent astronomer, assured me that what they were looking for was no ordinary stone. For not only was this the third expedition to be lost without trace, the river itself was beginning to show signs of radioactive contamination. Defying the professor's stern warnings of the dangers involved, I decided to undertake my own investigation of the seabed. Down into the murky waters of the estuary I plummeted. It was an awesome experience. Down. My feet finally came to rest on the muddy seabed 60 feet below the surface of the estuary. It was dark, and the water was clouded with the sand which my own arrival had disturbed. But to my intense curiosity, I was totally alone. No signs of that marine life which forms such an essential part of an underwater world. No shoals of tiny, shimmering fish to dart in and out across my path. I was alone in a deserted wilderness. My explorations led me to the mouth of a gigantic cavern, which I estimated had been formed by the impact of the falling meteorite. Inside the cavern, I followed the path of an irregular-shaped tunnel, which had been hollowed out beneath the seabed, and with no visible end. The water was becoming colder and darker, a clear sign that the tunnel was plunging down still further into the depths of the seabed. It was getting narrower and narrower, like the gallery of a vast subterranean catacomb. Eventually, I found myself taking a turn to the right. As I did so, something brushed against me. I couldn't see what it was. I could feel something entwining itself around my ankle, holding me in a vice-like grip. I couldn't move. And now my body. All the life was being squeezed out of me. My arm, Something was wrapping itself around my arm. I dropped the sea lamp. It floated away from me, but as the light filtered back through the darkness, I caught my first glimpse of the alien force that was slowly curling itself around my entire body. A living weed, clinging to me like the tentacles of a giant deep-sea octopus, crushing my bones and preparing to feed off me. It was the same metallic weed that Sarah Jane and I had found on the beach, and which was now glistening in the underwater light, its huge emerald eye penetrating the dark, its tentacles strangling me, tugging, dragging me down. I struggled to free myself, but the dazzling tentacles were cutting into my flesh like sharp wire. The phenomena was all around me. The very blood in my body was being drained away. But suddenly, it stopped. Something had happened, for the tentacles of the alien weed released their stranglehold on my body and disappeared into the darkness of a tunnel, almost as though it had never even existed. But why? Where had the phenomena come from? Where did it go to? Was it the spawn of some far greater alien life force, just lying in wait for the intrusion of every unsuspecting underwater traveler? And what was it there to protect?